is it that school shooters are able to walk out from the scene in handcuffs and very much so alive, but a man was seen begging for his life and his mama while it was being drained under the knee of a power-hungry, racist cop? Oh, you want to be a police officer? All right, requirement number 1. Can you understand the words, "I can't breathe"? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Come on in, grab a drink, and get comfortable. Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about all the craziness that's been going on in the world with George Floyd, and then the response and the reaction since his murder. And I'm going to call it a murder because that's exactly what it is. Alright, make sure that you follow me on all of my social medias. It's a good time. I just want to get right into it. The world, as you guys know, has literally been on fire. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. The world has been on fire. It's erupted in flames, quite literally, and let's just talk about it. I know for a fact you guys have heard everything that's gone on with George Floyd and his murder by Minneapolis police Derek Chauvin. And it was in fact a murder. Derek Chauvin was not the only person responsible for his murder. There were other accomplices as his fellow officers stood around and did absolutely nothing while this man's life drained from him right on the street under Derek Chauvin's knee. Okay, also we found out that there were 3 other officers, I believe, that were holding him down as well. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is what I feel like perpetuated this whole thing. Obviously, we know that this did not start with George Floyd. Clearly, the list is almost endless when it comes to the amount of unarmed black people that have been killed by police. Okay, literally endless. So just unarmed black people that have been unlawfully killed. But let's talk about, you guys like to call them the Karens of the world. I don't want to call them Karens. Let's just talk about white people, white women, or just white people in general victimizing themselves and then blaming black people. So the first person I want to talk about is the youth pastor. You guys know it came out that the youth pastor was all beat up or whatever. He blamed it on 2 black men that beat him up and all this mess. And it turned out to be he just didn't want to tell everybody that he was at a hotel room cheating on his wife. Okay, so why is it that he felt so comfortable? I mean, the mitigated gall to blame black people. And you know what? He was going to be believed. He was believed until that came out. Let's talk about the lady, I don't know her name right now, but the lady that literally drowned her autistic son, threw him into a canal. And what did she do? You guessed it. She blamed it on black men that ran her off the road and then tried to rob her or whatever and kidnapped her kid. If it wasn't for the footage of her literally throwing her baby into this canal, who knows? We'd still be on a manhunt looking for these supposed black men. Okay? And then finally, that brings us to Amy Cooper. Amy Cooper. Now, if you guys don't know who that is, that's the woman in Central Park up in New York. She pretty much almost killed her dog trying to call the cops on this black man. So you guys know the man was in the park. His name is something Cooper as well. But he's up in the park or whatever trying to bird watch, mind his own business, okay? And Amy Cooper comes, she don't have her dog on a leash. He says, "Ma'am, can you put your dog on a leash?" That is literally the rule. She got upset, okay? She got on his face, an altercation ensued, and it ended with her calling the cops saying, "This African-American man is threatening my life. Please come, please send someone. He's threatening my life." I mean, she put on the white woman tears like that. Like that, okay? And I mean, there's only so many responses that could have came from that. There's only so many outcomes, if you will. All right, the police were gonna come and either 1, arrest this man, kill this man, possibly, since those seem to be one and the same these days in America. But arrest/kill this man, or I don't know, harass him, tell him to leave or whatever, when in fact she was the one that was wrong. And when this video surfaced, of course she lost her job or whatever. But honestly, I'm glad you lost your job, sure, but you really need more. What happened to the isn't it a crime of some sort to file like a false report or whatever. Like we have to use our resources to come out and handle a situation that you in fact orchestrated. Like, okay, so I believe that this whole situation honestly stems from those type of situations, okay? You have been so indoctrinated to fear the black man or just the black person in general that you don't know how to conduct yourself when it comes to regular old arrest. How is it that people like Dylan Roof, mass murderers, are able to walk out alive? School shooters are able to walk out from the scene in handcuffs and very much so alive. But a man was seen begging for his life and his mama while it was being drained under the knee of a power-hungry, racist cop. That's just the bottom line of the situation. And I'm not going to show the video because honestly, it's gut-wrenching to me. It's gut-wrenching to me to see this grown man on the streets already restrained. Okay, because remember guys, initially the narrative was he was, you know, resisting arrest and all that. We know for a fact that didn't happen because now the video released of what happened before his murder on the street, right? So there was no resisting, whatever. He's laying on the ground, handcuffed. Okay, that's important. Don't forget that. He's laying on the ground, handcuffed, hands behind his back, with a knee on his neck, nose bleeding. You know, pleading, I can't breathe. There's bystanders on the street saying, you need to get off of him, man. He's already in handcuffs. I'm a paramedic. I'm a firefighter. Like, I know jujitsu. You need to get off this man because, like, he cannot breathe. There's been cops come out that has said, you know, that's not part of our protocol. And I'm glad that cops are speaking out because I know for a fact generalizations don't feel good and nobody wants to get lumped into a group. All right, so there are cops that are speaking out that are saying, hey, we don't condone this. We were not taught this in our training, okay? This is something that this man chose to do. He made a conscious decision to do this, which is why let's talk about the third-degree murder charge. You have a whole third-degree murder charge, which is pretty much a slap on the wrist. Third degree? I mean, literally, you can get third-degree murder for so many things. Like, let me look up like what you can get third-degree murder for. You can literally get third-degree murder for like the most mundane things. I literally read a tweet somewhere that said, hey, I'm an architect and I can get third-degree murder for getting to, I don't know. Basically, guys, third-degree murder is basically a slap on the wrist for him and a spit in the face to everybody else. Okay, that is not justice. Okay, this man was restrained and murdered. Okay, restrained and murdered at his most vulnerable time. And I am so annoyed with this whole thing coming out. Oh, you know, he had pre-existing medical conditions, which is what aided or which is what caused his death. Stop. Okay, first of all, I'm a health teacher. Let me jump into these pre-existing medical conditions, okay, because it goes a lot deeper than you guys think. The pre-existing medical conditions that he had was hypertension and like cardiovascular issues, okay? These are non-communicable diseases that are caused by the foods that you eat, okay? So these are basically self-inflicted, we'll talk about this, caused by the things that you eat and a sedentary lifestyle, okay? Also, do you know what demographic has these diseases the most? Black people. So saying that this man had hypertension and cardiovascular diseases, it's almost synonymous to saying that he's black. He's black. And these diseases in real life, if you want to really get into it, are exacerbated by the scraps that we are given as black people in society. Okay, the black people that don't have access to gyms, a lot of people, or the education, or health care, or healthy food that's affordable. Okay, so we can get all into that. So the narrative that he had these pre-existing conditions, hang that up. Hang that up. We saw what happened to him. Okay, we saw the 8 minutes or whatever seconds that caused his death. All right, let's not try to divert. Okay, I'm not here for it. So let's not do that. All right, so Derek Chauvin and this third-degree murder charge that was really just slapped on to appease black people. See, what America thought was going to happen, that it was going to be protest and it was going to be some signs, and it was going to be some RIPs and my thoughts and prayers, and some t-shirts, and some vigils, and some Black Lives Matter posts, and some fists in the air, and some cute Instagram pictures. They didn't expect Target to be on fire, right? They didn't expect dude to have to pack up and flee to Florida because he's scared for his life. They didn't expect people to be laying all in the streets, blowing up all kind of stuff. Okay, America didn't expect that. They expected this injustice to happen with no consequence, like it always does, and for people to just lay down and take it like we've been doing. And people are saying, no more. No more. Now that takes us to the riots. Let's get into it. First, let me say that I in no way personally condone looting, destruction, anarchy, things like, okay, let me back up. You will not catch me out there looting. I don't believe that that is my place in history. Okay, we all have our place, and we all need to fight on the facets in which we fit in. You get in where you fit in. Okay, I choose to fight with my dollars, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. We'll talk about what's next for Black people in America. Okay, so let me just first start off with that. I don't think that criminal mischief and all that, you know, and looting is what's up. But let me also say that those buildings will be okay. Target is able to be replaced. Okay, you know who's not going to be okay? George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Emmett Till. Alright, that's what's not going to be okay. These places have insurance. These buildings will be fine. Okay? And let's talk about the Target for a second, because the main thing that, you know, that we want to perpetuate in the media with this whole riot and all that is Target was attacked. You know what I'm saying? Jennifer, the elderly woman in the wheelchair, was attacked by protesters as she tried to defend her local Target. Jennifer is the hero that we need. We didn't hear that Jennifer was stabbing people and that Jennifer can walk, and that Jennifer was told, you need to go home, baby girl. Like, this is not the place for you. That Jennifer chose to stay and to harass and to chastise. You're not told that. But let's talk about this Target. The reason that this Target was targeted was because they, in particular, donated money to or contributed to the finances of that particular police department, so people were mad. And this is the same Target that refused to sell milk to people that were sprayed with tear gas at the protests. Okay? Target will be fine. And let's really get into it. A lot of this burning of things is done by detractors. It's already been outed somewhere. Somebody's ex-wife outed them that AutoZone burning, that was a whole police officer. In some city, the sheriff was saying that everyone that they arrested was somehow connected to white supremacy groups. So, like, let's get that straight. A lot of the narrative being pushed that it's the protesters and the BLM, the Black Lives Matter, that is burning shit up and, you know, doing all that. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the okie doke. What they're actually trying to do is incite violence to give the cops the reason to treat us like the animals they see us as. So let's get that straight. Also, why are y'all, when I'm talking about y'all, I'm talking about white America. My white viewers, don't get mad. This is what it is. Why are y'all up in arms about the riots, or like, oh, there's riots, there are riots? America in itself was founded on rebellion and riot. Okay, we literally liberated ourselves, y'all, not we. Y'all literally liberated yourselves from Great Britain through violence and rioting. And you know what you guys got for it? You guessed it, a whole country. A whole country. Okay, so I don't understand. Or the Boston Tea Party, that was a riot, that was revolution. They didn't want to pay tax on tea, so they dumped all that in the ocean. Like, literally, like, America is founded on revolution and riots. So, is it because it was a different demographic that did it, so it was seen as valiant and patriotic? Make it make sense, because I don't understand. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Nobody cares when black people are burning up their own cities, their own hoods, their own establishments, their own businesses. Okay, y'all don't care. The reason now it's like, woo, this is a problem is because they came to Target and they came to Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a problem. But you guys remember when we had Black Wall Street, right, up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that was completely incinerated to the ground, burned to the ground, burned to ashes, you know, completely wiped out, completely just wiped out, just because. All right, so it's okay when one demographic do it. They get awarded the whole country. They are founding fathers now. They are valiant. They are courageous. But when another group do it, they are riotous and, you know, barbaric and animalistic, and why can't we do things peaceful? When people have been, Martin Luther King was peaceful and y'all killed him. Colin Kaepernick was peaceful and he ain't threw a football in years. That type of kneeling is not peaceful, but you can kneel on a man's neck for 8 minutes. Make it make sense. So, I want to talk about the Avengers. And by Avengers, I mean, you guys know everybody has been coming out of the woodworks to fight this injustice, okay? It is no longer a black versus white issue. At this point, it is everyone versus white supremacy, okay? It's everyone versus injustice, and that's actually a beautiful thing. The Amish come out of the woodworks wherever they've been to stand up for George Floyd, okay? They ain't even got internet, but somehow they found the motivation to get out of wherever hole they've been hiding in and stand in solidarity with George Floyd. We got the white witches that's been in hiding since Salem, probably, I guess. I don't know much about the white witches, but whatever. They out here casting spells or doing what they do out here in solidarity for George Floyd. You got Anonymous, okay? We love Anon, which if you guys don't know, that is an anonymous hacktivist group that use their hacking abilities. I'm talking about like their hacking ability is up here, okay? It's top tier. It is, you might have to hack your way into Anonymous. I don't know how you become a member of Anon, but they came out talking about they're going to expose the Minnesota Police Department. We know that Derek Chauvin himself has had numerous injustice claims against him. Let me tell y'all who Derek Chauvin is. Who Derek Chauvin even is. Besides a murderer, because we already know that. He's had 12 police brutality complaints against Chauvin in the Minneapolis Office of Police Conduct Complaint Database. They were all listed as closed or non-public and no discipline. He was put on leave in 2011 for inappropriate police shooting of an Alaskan Native American, Leroy Martinez. He shot Ira Latrell Toles, an unarmed black 21-year-old man, in 2008. He was one of the officers who murdered Wayne Reyes, a Latino man, with 16 bullets forced into him. You know, so this man has a track record. They have already hacked the Minneapolis Police Department website, right? So they're like, we're gonna leak all these complaints. They're gonna do their job. So everyone is fighting the good. Hell, even Batman then came out. I know you guys have seen the pictures all around. Somebody was dressed up as Batman. So, you know, everybody is on board, right? And everybody's like, oh, we got all these groups helping us. Avengers Assemble, Avengers Assemble. And don't take this the wrong way. I am so happy that we have allies. We need all of the white allies, all of the Asian allies, all of the Hispanic allies, all of the allies in general that don't like to see injustice carried out, okay? But I think that that still falls into the white savior complex. Like, oh, now we saved now because the whites came out. I don't like that, y'all. It's not the Avengers, okay? Like, we're just people trying to make a difference, and I'm glad that we do have allies. A lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of people tweeting about how white people are the people that are on the front lines of this, that white people are, you know, really sticking it to the man and like really finally, you know, doing something when it comes to this. And they're the ones that are yelling in the cops' faces, and they're the ones that are really taking this to a different level and doing all of that. Yeah, that's because white people don't have the inherent fear of being murdered in the streets. So like they can protest in whatever way they feel comfortable. They can go and break windows and start fires and get in the cops' face, and you know, and we applaud them. We applaud them for being on the front lines. You don't have the same inherent fear of being murdered in the streets for being on those front lines. You should, in fact, use your white privilege, because all white people, whether you're an ally or not, you have white privilege. You have white privilege. You did not physically have slaves. You know what I'm saying? However, you still benefit from the money and the privilege that you receive from your ancestors that did, in fact, have those slaves. Okay? And me, as a black person living in today, I have not been physically enslaved. However, my people are in the predicament they're in because of the residual effects of being enslaved. So yes, in fact, you do have privilege. Now, what you do with that privilege, you don't ignore it. Okay? And there's all kind of privilege. There's white privilege, there's pretty privilege, there's tall privilege. We all have some type of light skin privilege. We all have some type of privilege. Like, so stop denying your privilege. Instead, use that privilege. There's an idea. Use that privilege for good, for social justice. We need you to be able to talk to the police and get in their face, because we can't do that. We may be killed. We need you out on those front lines. Okay? Because you have a better chance of surviving. That's just what it is. That's what it is. Also, a lot of people out here, and I'm just gonna be the one to say it, a lot of people out here don't give a damn about black people. Don't care about the black cause. They're fighting against white supremacy. White supremacy is extremely oppressive, and nobody likes it. All over the world, there's been riots in Sudan and riots in Europe. All over the world. So some of them are actually allies to the black cause. But don't be fooled, not all of them. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to be oppressed. That's just what it is, guys. I need you to see that. Sorry, I had an itch. Now, but before I talk about what's next, because this whole video I want to make is talk about what do we do next after the protests, after the riots. Because what we don't want to happen is just for this to fall back on the wayside. You know, they rebuild the Target, they fix all the windows, and we're still being murdered in the streets. Okay, so what's next? But before I get into that, I want to shut down this black on black crime bullshit that y'all guys are spewing. I don't want to hear. That is the easiest way to get blocked and cussed out, okay? Because, guys, black on black crime does not exist. It doesn't exist, okay? It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. That was something that was used to manipulate the masses, to say they don't value their own lives, so why should we? Black on black crime does not exist. It's a proximity crime. You kill the people that you live closest to. White people kill white people. Asians kill Asians. Hispanics kill Hispanics. People kill the people they are close to. Okay? The thing is, with black people, we've been given the go-ahead. We've been encouraged to kill each other. We've been given the resources. We've been given the guns. We've been given the drugs. Thank you, Reagan. We've been given the resources to kill each other. We've been encouraged to do so. That is the difference. So I don't want to hear about this black on black crime. We definitely do need to be not as divisive. But you need to also stay on code. That's not something that you bring up when we're talking about the murder of black people in the streets. Okay, so what's next? You guys have rioted. You guys have protested. You guys have set things on fire. So what's next? Here's the deal, guys. America only speaks two languages. That is blood and money. Money. I personally like to focus on the money. And here is what I'm urging you guys to do as black people. We need to move our money. Move your money from white establishments and enrich your own communities. That is so very important. In my last video, I talked about how black people and black culture move so much money. We determine what's cool in this world. We determine what people should be spending their money on and what's influential in this world. The black dollar is so very valuable, and it literally stays in the black community like less than 3 minutes or something like that. They did a study on it. Less than 3 minutes. We need to not only remove our dollar from the white establishments that really don't care about us at all, or the non-black establishments. Guys, I'm a black woman, so I get my nails done, you know, like, this is big. We need to remove our money from non-black establishments and put them in black establishments. It's two parts. Remove and then also facilitate that money into black businesses. Okay, like that is so very important to take back your economic power. I mean, Malcolm X was preaching this way back in the day. We only hear the by any means necessary, and we only see the picture of him standing at the window with the big gun. But he was talking about that black dollar and how important that black dollar is. Move your money, guys. Move your money. That's what you have got to do. Enrich the black communities. I've been going to my same nail tech for years. Shout out to Cindy. She is a great nail tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not problematic, like individually as a person. However, like, I had to switch over to a black nail tech because I need to enrich those black communities. I need to enrich the people that are trying to enrich me. And yes, she's slow. And yes, I sat in her house for like 6 hours to get a full set. Shout out to her. She's probably watching this video. And no shade, you know. But I sat there for them 6 hours. I would like it to be faster. But the thing is, I sat there and I enriched that black woman's business because that's important to me. I found a black beauty supply store. That's important to me. We need to move our money. America only speaks 2 languages, blood and money. I don't want black people dying in the streets. I don't want bloodshed to be the way that we get our revolution. But we need to show them that, like, our money is valuable. You don't value our life? That's cool. Do you value this dollar? I hear so many times from black people. I can't shop at a black-owned business because they don't have their stuff together, and they always late, or they always open late, or they never together, and all that. Okay, we don't hold all McDonald's accountable when we've had bad service at one McDonald's. We don't hold all Starbucks accountable when we've had bad service at a Starbucks. Okay, so you gotta stop doing that to black businesses. We're so quick to dismiss black businesses. Black businesses, get your stuff together. But stop being so quick to dismiss and enrich your own community. So anyway, guys, that's it for right now. Of course, I will always keep you guys updated. I'm sure more things will come out with all of this. Also, I wanna say, white people, you cannot tell black people how to react when they've been oppressed for so long. So I'm not in no way condoning a lot of the things that are going out there, but it is not your place or your right to tell black people how to react to injustices done towards them. Like, you can't do that. So it's really not your place as a non-black person to tell someone how to respond in the face of adversity when it's something that's really life or death for them. Alright, so anyway, guys, with that, thank you so much for checking in on this video and for hanging out with me. I'm about to eat some barbecue and just relax. I hope you guys have an amazing day. You guys be so safe, and don't forget to move your money. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss another one of my videos. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Mwah!